Hey y'all, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Today we're going to be finishing Tell Cave. Well, actually we're going to be starting and finishing Tell Cave, and then afterwards we're going to head towards the next dungeon, which is called Bottle Grotto. And today, I've got my Zelda shirt on, right? So we are ready to play, so let's get going. Now, Bottle Grotto is obviously a very short and easy dungeon since this is the first one, so it won't take us any time at all to finish this. I gotta turn my monitor volume down a little bit. Oh, hang on. There we go. So the last recording had some sound issues. The sound was a bit loud and it had a bit of an echo to it for some reason. I'm not sure why, because the audio from the actual game in my headset doesn't sound anything like that. And yeah, the simulator is just really loud for some reason. I'm not sure why, but here we have the compass, and the cool thing about this dungeon is the compass has a nice little feature that'll show you when there's a key in the room. It plays a little tone, like a little noise. The annoying thing is every time you get the compass, it re-explains the mechanic, which is annoying. This game has a lot of annoying text in it, but it's excusable in this case because the game is just so good anyway. Alright. So did you hear that little doop doop doop? That was letting me know there's a key in this room. And if we come over here and bat that guy out of the way and hit this, there's a chest, and in the chest is a key. So that is actually a really useful feature. And there's actually, we don't have to come over here. This room is completely pointless. Well, it's not completely pointless, but we don't have to go that way. So we're gonna go this way instead. Kill these keys. This is such a hard puzzle. Oh man, I'm glad I solved that. Whew. It's a tough one. So these little purple crystals can be broken with your sword. The first time I played it took me a little while to figure that out. It doesn't explain it anywhere, it's just something I guess you're supposed to know. Alright, and there is a bombable wall over there to the right, but we don't have any bombs yet, so we're just gonna leave that behind. We're gonna grab this key and we're gonna head back this way. I do remember this dungeon decently well. I wouldn't say I know it 100%. I may forget some small details, but for the most part, I know this dungeon pretty well. And these little, what you call this? They're really annoying. I think these are supposed to be anti-fairies. I think they're supposed to be anti-fairies, like from Link to the Past. But I don't think you can turn them into fairies in this game, so they're not as cool. So these guys, you can't hurt them normally, but luckily we have a shield and we can knock them over. They're kind of like the turtles from Link to the Past, but you don't have to use a hammer on them. Alright, and here we have our another, not our first, I was going to say our first, but here we have another Mario character cameo. These are actually Goombas in a Zelda game. Can you believe it? But the cool thing is you can actually stomp them, just like you can in Mario games, if I can time this right. Boop, like that. The cool thing is every time you stomp one, it gives you a heart. Whereas if you kill them with a sword normally, I don't think there's a 100% chance that it'll give you a heart. Oh, I missed them. I think it's not good at being like Mario. But in this dungeon, we'll get something that helps him a lot in being like Mario. Wow. And that is Rock's Feather, which is the dungeon item. And this will let Link jump, which is one of the things that are kind of rare. That's kind of rare for Link. And I really like the jump mechanic in these older Game Boy Zelda games. It's really fun to play with. But now that we have this, we can use it on the Goombas. And boop, there we go. Pretty cool. Oh man. Getting killed by Goombas, this is bad news. I really like those side-scrolling sections too. They're kind of reminiscent of the first Zelda game, but they're better. They're not just, you know, a room with a ladder like the first game. There's actually, you know, a bit of depth and some platforming to them, which is fun. Alright, so now we're gonna actually go to the right. Try to kill this guy without getting hurt. Oh yeah, there's a chest up there we gotta get to. Oh wait. So I don't have any keys, so... Oh yeah, I do have a key. Where did I get a key from? I still have another key. Okay. I have more keys than I thought I did. Anyway, this is the Nightmare Key. And this is kind of like the big key or the boss key from previous Zelda games. Same thing. It just opens the boss's lair. Cool stuff. Now we have that. We're gonna kill this keys again. Hey, another piece of power. So now we get to listen to this lovely music. Don't you just love this repetitive music? Oh man. I'm gonna kill this. I guess these are Stalfos. I mean, I imagine they're Stalfos. Alright, we're gonna go through this door. Kill this other maybe Stalfos. Up here is a bit of a puzzle. There's these three guys and you have to stop them all in the same suit. So I have clubs there, so I have to stop the other two on clubs. Which I did not do. So we got diamonds this time. Oh, we might get it. Oh, no, I messed it up. Hearts, diamonds, clubs. Wait, that was spades, my bad. So we got clubs, spades, diamonds. It's super annoying. Oh, we might get it this time. Here we go. So, wait till I see clubs. Aha! And what we get is a beak. Now, in this version of the game, it's a stone beak. In the previous version of the game, it was a stone tablet, the original version. And they just kind of replaced the original stone tablet system with the stone beak. And basically, it's a hint system for the dungeon. So if I put this... So now that I have this, I can talk to these little owl statues that you see. And, it gives you a hint for the dungeon usually, or sometimes just a general hint about enemies. Like that one was telling you how to flip over the enemies that we encountered earlier. This guy is super easy to fight if you keep him pinned against the wall. Watch, I'll die to him now, but it always happens. Alright, let's get back to where we were. But yeah, that guy's actually super easy as long as you don't suck like I do. Keys again. Alright. Ta-da. Alrighty then. I forget what those guys are called. But they're kind of like the same menu from Link to the Past. Oh my goodness, go away. Jeez. She's getting tore up. I'm gonna die again. So, basically, if you can hit him and keep him back, he's actually really easy to defeat, but I'm seem to be having a lot of trouble with it right now. There we go. So if you hold him back like that, he's actually pretty easy to fight. It's been a while since I played this game, alright? And this will actually open up a shortcut to the beginning of the dungeon. It's not really helpful in this dungeon because it's super short, but in later dungeons this is a really helpful thing to have. Alright, so we're going to go down here. Oh, actually we're not going to go down here. This is an area that we need to know of, or we might see later, but look what it is. In a Zelda game, it's like freaking skeletons that were hung. Craziness. I don't think you see that in a Zelda game these days, to be honest. But anyway, this is the boss. Buzz Alzider. So this is the same boss from Link to the Past, basically. But much easier, because it's the first boss. See, I just killed him like super easily. And we have our first heart container, yay! Now we have 4 hearts, and we are done with this dungeon. You've got the Full Moon Cello. That's an awesome cello. How did it make that cool light effect? Swamp. A path opens in the blooms. Right, so now that we got that, we're gonna head to the next dungeon, just like I said earlier. Oh, Gratis Owl. Hoot. That is an instrument of the sirens. I have to admit, at first I did not believe you were real, that instrument. along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake the windfish. You must collect them all. It's like Pokemon. I was instructed to give you directions. Your next goal is north, in the Kapanga Swamp. Hoot indeed. So, if the first hint wasn't enough, we get another hint that we have to go to the swamp. At least now we know that the swamp's to the north, I guess. A little bit of hand-holding going on in this game. So, now that we go up here, the kids that were playing ball earlier are like freaking out. Hey buddy, it's serious. Yeah, real serious. Yeah, it is. The Moblins came to the village. Yeah, that's right. A whole gang of Moblins. Then, it's for real. They all went to the house. Yeah, that house. And then they did something at Bow Wow's house. It was really bad scene with the Moblins. So, I mean, It might be faster to find out for yourself what happened. Yeah, you think they're like freaking out. Okay, so if you remember earlier, there's the chain chomp out front, whose name is actually Bow Wow, by the way. And now he's gone. So we gotta go in here. And this lady's freaking out. We get this cool music again. Aye! It's terrible. My Bow Wow was dogged out by Moblins. Ooh, ah! So dramatic. Please, somebody help my poor Bow Wow. Alright, so her pet was stolen. I don't know who would want a pet Chain Chomp, but okay. So we're gonna go rescue her Chain Chomp. Back through the Mysterious Woods, which I really like the music in the Mysterious Woods. It's a pretty cool soundtrack. And can you believe this was all on the Game Boy? My god, the music, the art, just everything about this game is so freaking cool. Well, obviously it was in black and white on the original release, but still, even in black and white, well, more like sick green and white. But still, even still, this game is just amazing. It blows my mind that this game was on the Game Boy. They did so freaking well with this, especially if you consider it or compare it to something like the first Super Mario Land game, which is like crap compared to this game. This game's even, I think it's even more detailed than the first Pokemon games. So we get our first piece of art here. We saw that earlier, but we couldn't get to it because of the all the holes. But it's kind of a hint of which way we have to go as well, because up here there's a cave we can go into with these awesome looking, I guess they're like roots growing next to it. But in here is where we need to go. Who's this suspicious looking runt? Okay, boys, let's get rid of him. So this is where the Moblin's hideout is. Oh, perfect, a piece of power. I'm not being sarcastic this time, it's actually going to be helpful with this. So we have to fight the Moblin boss here in a minute. Alright, so here's a room full of Moblins, but since we have a piece of power, we're just going to wreck them. Alright, and this is the Moblin boss. You must be his assassin sent by Madame Meow Meow to rescue the mutt. You came here to get me, but it is I who will get you. Now. So what you want to do is trick him into like dashing into the wall, and you can just like pull him up. Try not to get hit by arrows though, just let them hurt. It's gotta be pretty easy considering we have a piece of power. As long as I don't lose it by taking too much damage, which is how you lose it, by the way. If you take too much damage, you lose your ability. And that is that. It's that freaking easy. And he explodes for some reason, like every enemy in Zelda games. And there is Bow Wow. You saved Bow Wow. What a fearsome beast. Okay, so now we have Bow Wow with us, we can actually go to some places that we couldn't before. Namely the swamp, if you couldn't guess. Now we're going to take Bow Wow over here. I think we can go in over here. No, we have to go around. We have to go around to the other side of the swamp, which is fine. Not a big deal. As you'll see, Bow Wow will destroy enemies if you give him the chance. Yeah, like that. He just like freaking eats them. Which is, I guess that's why you'd want a Chain Chomp as a pet, because that's freaking cool. Could you imagine if somebody like came up to like Like somebody like held you at gunpoint and was gonna rob you, and then all of a sudden you're like gigantic freaking chain chomp just like consume them in one bite. Nobody would mess with you ever again. Alright, so we're gonna go up here. That house there, we'll talk about it later. I'm not gonna bother with it right now. This house I will talk about though. This is a telephone house, and in here we can talk to a guy called oh, what's his name? Yeah, Ururia. And basically it's a hint system for outside of the dungeons. The strange thing is he actually does exist in the game. You can go to his house and try to talk to him, but he won't talk to you in person. He will only talk to you on the phone. So there's another example of, you know, Zelda games having really out of place technology because there's phones in this game for whatever reason. So this is the stuff that we couldn't get past before, these plant things. But now that we have the Bow Wow with us, I was about to call him a chain chomp. He's not a chain chomp, he's a Bow Wow. It's completely different, obviously. But now that we have him, we can get him to eat the plants, and it's all good. So here's the entrance to the next dungeon, if you couldn't guess by how ornate and awesome it looks. And since we have Bow Wow, we can now enter the dungeon. And that is it! This is level 2 Bottle Grotto, and this is where we will pick it up for the next part. And I didn't really get any replies on my poll. I did a poll in the last video at the very end, and it was asking whether you'd like to see these videos pre-recorded or streamed, which would you prefer. So if you don't mind, I'd like a little bit of interaction from my audience. If you go back and go to the end of that video, it's in a card. You'll see the little exclamation point at the top. It'll pop up and with the survey. If you could click that and just answer that survey for me, it'll let me know. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, so until next time guys, take it easy.